whoa, 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 whoa. The converted man is here. Hello, everybody. Let's talk about death. Well, okay. Specifically, let's talk about the afterlife. I made a video. You're born, and then you do a bunch of stuff, and all sorts of stuff, and then you die. Man, I hate when that happens. But what happens after you die? Ooh. What are the possibilities and probabilities out there? Like, could there be an afterlife? Could you still somehow exist? Isn't that in the realm of possibilities and probabilities? Well, I had to think about this a while, and I'm pretty sure that I'm the only one that's ever thought about this whole question of what happens after you die. Nobody else has come up with it. Anyway, so here's what I think. You're reborn as a baby, right? And like at first you don't know anything, but then suddenly you remember everything that you did. All that stuff that you did from last time, you remember all that stuff. And this probably would freak you out. You'd be like, "Oh my God! Look, I've been alive before." But here's the problem, though. Here's the problem, though. Your parents, like whoever they are, right? They would have to have gotten together and done the thing that they do to make you, and they also would have remembered what they had done. So, like, maybe they had a good relationship, but maybe not. So now, your existence depends upon whether or not these nitwits want to get together and have sex again. Now, what's the probability that these two nitwits will get together and have sex again just to have you? But see, it's even worse than that, because, like, every human would have gone through that same thing. Like, they have to do the things that they did before in order to create the people that they created. And like, so, like, what are the odds against them doing the same stuff again? If you remember what you did last time, you're going to do different stuff this time, which is going to create different humans than the first time around. It'll take another trillion years or whatever before the world has to come into existence again, and you have to come into existence again, and then you have to remember all this stuff again. But in order for you to come into existence, all this stuff has to happen again pretty much the same way. What's the chance of any of that happening? Yeah, so that was the video I made about this. A little short little video there. And I was like, yeah. And then I ran out of ideas. I was like, I don't know. Like if you have infinite time, then infinite things could happen, and infinite possibilities are a thing. And so if it's possible that another universe, comes to be, or that the Earth somehow comes to be, and that humans come to be again, and that we all remember it. Because, see, I only count an afterlife if you remember that you existed before. But that does mean that this existence is the first time that I existed, since I don't remember last time. And since I don't remember last time, then if I was around last time, it doesn't count. So only counts if I remember that. So this whole reincarnation idea, but it's a secular reincarnation where, like, it's dependent upon basically the universe coming into existence again and somehow containing the same molecules that it does now, and all of that falling into place so that eventually the humans will come together and produce the offspring that produces the offspring that produces you eventually. And they all remember their past stuff, and they just decide to do basically the same things as last time. Because otherwise you can't exist. Like, they have to have sex the moment that they did last time in order for you to exist. So the odds just seem improbable. But again, it doesn't really matter, because if you have infinite time, then you have infinite odds, and anything and everything that could happen does happen eventually. But what kind of weird world would that be, where you remember all these different lives that you've had, and however many versions of those lives that you've had, but you're still you. You're never like born as a different thing, because then you wouldn't be you anymore. So the supernatural reincarnation like has you arrive in different bodies and not with memory, so it doesn't count. But in the naturalistic reincarnation, you couldn't ever have a different body, because your body is required for your brain to be you. Um, yeah. So, like, but could any of that happen? I don't know. If it can happen, then given enough time, it will happen. But we don't know that it can happen. We there's no way to even measure those odds. So that means we have to be skeptical that this thing is a thing. And so so as far as the skeptical afterlife goes, like it's not like the sort of afterlife of religion, because you're still alive. It's just you're alive way in the future, whenever the universe like came back into existence. So yeah. Uh, but why believe in any of that? I don't, but people seem to want or need an afterlife of some sort. And I was just trying to like come up with like what would be a naturalistic or materialistic non-supernatural possibility of an afterlife. And that was the best I could do. And it kind of sucks. And I'm like, it's kind of boring. It's kind of weird and wacky. But if it happens, there's nothing you can do about it, right? Like, if that's how things are. Then ultimately I realized, yeah, you know what? No matter what happens, if anything at all, I have no control over it. I have no say in the matter. Whatever becomes of me once my physical body isn't is beyond my control. And that could be very scary for some people. Luckily, I'm not one of them. I'm not scared. You're scared. Your face is scared. How dare you? Well, okay, a little bit, worried about it, but at the same time, nothing I can do about it. So, you know, so now it's a thing that you have to think about and figure out a better solution to it. And if you can't, then that sucks. So but like you might not think of all, like you might not even know that you're not a thing. Like that's another possibility too. So the odds of that are, well, who knows? Like what the odds are of any of this is I don't know. So yeah, but as a skeptic, I'm skeptical of all the things. So I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know what happens, and that bothers me that I don't know, and also bothers me that I have no say in the matter. So whoever set that up, if somebody set that up, which I don't believe in, then that sucks. And I don't like that person for setting it up that way. So yeah, how dare you, universe, for doing this? It's not cool, and I don't like it. I'm not gonna not complain about it though. So I made this video to complain about it, and now I've done that, I guess. So that's it. Hope you have a good existential crisis. I know I did. and Germania is alive again. So reincarnation's possible. Anyway, until next time, I know it's a short one. Look, I tried to come up with a skeptical afterlife. It's not possible. Like, alright, anyways, until next time, be skeptical, and after that, stay skeptical. And, hey, Germania, do my project nothing. Alright. Alright, bye, everybody. Whee! Death sucks. Screw death.